Welcome to the Thought Vomit Podcast, where two ass slappers talk about what's under minds without filters or structure. I had to look at ass slappers because I wrote that this morning. And today we have a proper guest. Okay, it wasn't like one of our friends or like someone we knew in fucking high school. Nic Olsen, a local stand-up comedian. Let's get a round of applause. And we'll add some more claps there after editing. But yeah.
Let's start with how did you come across us, Ike? How did you find out about us?
Yeah.
So I actually saw you guys off of Nippy. I follow him on social media, and so I saw you guys do a podcast with him. I was like, that's actually cool. That's a way to get out there. So that's how I found you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're just very grateful that you're here, man.
Thank you. Appreciate
you
it.
reached out, he reached out through our YouTube, and then he's like, how do I get on? So I just sent him a message through Instagram. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Nic Olsen. So like I said, you're a stand-up comedian, and are you originally from Utah? Or
I am. I actually grew up in
cool.
Draper, Utah.
Yeah, nice.
I went to Alta High School, graduated in 15, so
Heck yeah.
suburban
15.
white boy.
Heck
Yeah. I mean, you're a proper dad though. Now you got a kid thing,
I do. He's actually the
little
reason
thing.
why I got into comedy.
Really?
Yeah. I made a monologue on my Instagram, and when I made it, it was supposed to be funny, but like not blown up. I never thought about being a comedian. I never thought about taking that up and trying to make that a career.
Yeah.
And so I made a monologue, and this guy who works for Wise Guys actually saw it.
No way.
And
Holy
he
shit.
took it as being a
comedian.
and
There you go.
he thought I was.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Hey, we'd love for you to come, do 5 minutes in front of cameras,
Holy
and
shit.
we'll have a couple agents there." And so I'm like thinking, like, shit.
You're
I've
like,
done that.
what the fuck? I got this kid and I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And now
That is so
holy
awesome.
shit. For those of you who don't know, Wise Guys is probably the only real stand-up place here in
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know like
I don't
any
know.
other open
Yeah.
mics
They
or shit.
have a couple like bar open mics.
Yeah.
And a couple like coffee shops that do
Yeah.
it. But Wise Guys is the
yeah,
big.
Wise
the
Guys
proper
the
comedy.
number one here. Like,
Kevin Hart's been there. Gabriel Iglesias.
yeah, like all
That's
the big
incredible.
names, and Nick is there. And I mean, yeah, I'm just really grateful that you're here because I've talked about it. I want to be a stand-up comedian too, and this is
really?
just really nice. Kind of someone
Yep.
local and having to get to talk to someone in the field.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But so let's just start with who are some of your inspirations, I guess. But you said that you didn't even want to start into comedy.
Exactly.
So I mean, are you looking at some like who are your favorites or something?
Well, so Shane Smith, I've actually done some stuff with him.
Uh-huh.
He's the comedian that's tatted up, face tattoos, neck.
Okay.
He's pretty funny. I saw him on my Facebook
That's awesome.
and saw that he was a local guy. But, I grew up watching Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Gabriel Iglesias, I remember his first special on Netflix, watching that.
Yeah.
Brian Regan,
Brian Regan.
he's a good, clean
A good, clean, just
comedian.
a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so he was actually my first show that I ever went to. And I always thought, like, you know what? I would love to do something like that.
Uh-huh.
I actually wanted to be like a SoundCloud rapper.
Oh.
Nice.
But
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude, Nippy.
Yeah.
I see it.
yeah, I could write, but I don't have the fucking voice to sing or rap, and so that was automatically down the toilet.
Same. But that's freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Were you ever like a theater kid? So,
No.
Hey, were you like an
Like
artsy guy?
artsy music, anything like
No,
that?
my mom, she was actually a part of. My mom has 6 sisters,
Oh.
and they were all barbershop singers in the studio, all growing up.
Whoa.
And
Dang,
then my
that's
mom and her
awesome.
2 other sisters ended up doing a lot of stuff, performed at the Olympics, other huge concert venues, and so I grew up around that type
yeah.
of
You
form.
got talent,
That's
family,
crazy.
man.
But I never picked up an instrument.
Yeah.
I can't even play piano.
Yeah.
And so in high school, I actually did take a theater class because my favorite teacher taught it, and I
Oh,
needed
right
an
on,
art
yeah.
elective.
Heck yeah.
So there you
I
go.
lasted like 2 days.
Shit.
You're like,
This
maybe
is
not.
my flow, It
Yeah.
just doesn't go who I am.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But so you're more of a sports guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played football and baseball in high school, and
Nice.
I love that.
Before we got you over here, he's like, he looks like a baseball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit, he's a full-on dad.
Yep.
He's a proper dad.
Yeah.
Um,
Dad jokes all the way.
So is comedy all you're doing right now, or you got a corporate job? Like,
I got a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, you got a good,
No, I
solid standing.
I work at a group home for adolescent teens that are all court ordered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so it keeps it interesting. I've always been in the mental health field.
Okay.
I actually served an LDS mission back in 2015 or 16.
Whoa.
Ended up coming home early.
Yeah.
And I actually got really sick. I served in a third world country and got really sick. Got sent home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then had a job at a forensics unit in narcotics.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
And then that job, I was there for about 2 years and just it got tough. So I found this job. And
Okay.
working with adolescent teens ages 12 through 18, it's
Yeah.
fun and difficult
Yeah.
at the same time.
That's awesome, though.
It's a good
Yeah.
spot. You got
If I did comedy, you
Yeah.
know, full time, I'd be unemployed.
Damn.
How many shows have you done in Utah? Like open mics or headlining?
Okay, so I did the audition at Wise Guys at the
Uh-huh.
Jordan Landing location,
Okay.
and that they filmed me, they got information, and they sent it out to multiple places around Utah and in Utah.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
And then Wise Guys, the guy that I'm working with, he said, "Hey, just go do an open mic," and it is really hard
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
to even get on an open mic at Wise Guys because you know they have their local open mic people that go every
Well, yeah, you just
every
fucking
day.
grinding. Yeah.
and so like
Jesus.
you'll get there and you'll get in line and they only take the first 25 people,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Shit.
and I'll get there, I'm like 11th in line, and then you know someone else comes, they see their friend, someone else comes,
Yeah.
and then
Just piles up.
you don't even get in.
Oh.
And so it took me about 2 weeks to get an open mic, and when I did, I only had 4 minutes.
Damn, yeah.
Wow.
But I killed it. There was actually another agent there, and so he said, "Hey, come next week. I'm gonna bring some other people."
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
he brought 2 other guys the following week, and I was in line, couldn't get in.
Oh.
And then Shane
Mhm.
Smith, the
Mhm.
comedian, he
Yeah.
saw me and he saw some of my stuff, and he's like,
Oh,
"Hey,
wow.
you're funny. I want you to do it."
Shit.
So I did it.
Whoa.
I did it right before him and then another famous comedian, Jay Whitaker.
Uh-huh.
So I was technically their opening acts. Out of the 25, they only took 5 comedians. So it was kind of like a headlining show for Shane, but not really.
Yeah.
It was just kind
Yeah.
of impromptu with that.
That is
And
awesome.
I did it, and then after that, he's like, "Hey, come be on my podcast." So I went on his podcast.
Holy
And then
Whoa.
I do
bro.
have. I got asked to do his opening act in Boise, Idaho. He's actually on tour
Yeah.
right now,
Oh,
and
nice.
unfortunately, I couldn't do it.
Ah.
Oh,
But I do
That's all right.
have a headlining opportunity in Las Vegas at the Laugh
Yeah.
Factory.
Laugh Factory,
Wow.
dude.
That is incredible.
Holy shit.
That
Oh,
is so awesome
that's
to
so
hear.
cool. And then, so same with you having to like wait for your spots and things like that. How is it at Wise Guys? Do you have to sign up, or you just wait and they pick you out of the line?
So how it works is you get there and you stand outside, and it's
Uh-huh.
wintertime right now, so it's fucking freezing.
Oh,
cold.
yeah.
And so you wait. People wait like 3 hours
Oh, yeah,
to do it,
should,
and I
dude.
usually
Like,
get there about an hour and a half before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they open up the doors. You walk in and you put your name on the list. If you put your name on the list, you don't have to pay to get in.
Oh.
Okay.
And so
Oh, nice.
put my name on, or you put your name on the list, and then for about an hour you just sit, order food, drinks,
Okay.
whatever. And then you on open mics, there's about 200 people that actually go to those.
Really?
Wow.
It's
And
like a
watch.
good crowd, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Holy
awesome.
shit!
though.
Yeah. You would think it's only like 5 guys.
I know.
That's some
I was
fucking-
like, the first time I went, I was thinking like,
Yeah.
okay, 20 people at most.
Yeah,
It's a
right,
Wednesday
just
night, no one's gonna go.
Wednesday
Yeah.
night.
And then the whole entire thing's just filled.
Damn.
That is crazy.
How was your first experience then for that? Like, how
The-
did it feel?
The first time that I did it was nerve wracking. I always
Yeah.
thought, I was like, oh, shit, I'm gonna mess up on
Yeah.
the lines. I'm gonna forget a
Sure.
joke. I'm gonna skip a joke.
Yeah.
But it actually went very well. But I said a joke, and there was this girl in the front row,
Mhm.
Oh.
and she
Ooh.
was like, "That's disrespectful."
Oh.
And I just turned to her, and I was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. Dude. Oh my god.
And she was like, "I was like, what's your name?" And she's like, "Missy." And I'm like,
Missy.
"That is like the most porn star name that you can fucking have."
Missy.
The only thing that would make it more of a porn star is if the S's were dollar bill signs, and then she shut up the whole time after that.
Missy. God.
That is awesome.
Oh. Okay.
So what? Clearly,
Yeah.
what kind of comedy do you do? Is it super? Is it like PC, like Mormon approved, or is it
Or is it
edgy,
just
like
super like?
brutal?
Yeah.
You know, I've had to block my parents on social media
Yeah, I get that.
because they are very Mormon, and same with
Yeah.
my whole family. There's
Yeah.
only a couple of us
Mhm.
that aren't Mormon.
Yeah.
And at first, it was hard for them to comprehend that, but they've come to accept it and stuff. And but my comedy is more relatable.
Okay.
So I joke around, being in a relationship, being a dad.
That is
and
awesome.
Being a dad, you can come up with a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that was my another question. Like, does your family kind of give you more content for your comedy, having like?
Oh yeah.
Like a kid and all that.
And my mom is a typical Draper mom, blonde, drives a soccer mom car. So I joke about her. She's blonde too. So I have a bunch of stories about her.
That is super funny.
I guess so. How does one of your jokes come about then? Now, like, what's the writing process, or do you just kind of in a day you just I'll tell that.
I'll like something will happen, or like just a conversation will happen with like me and my girlfriend, and I'll think about it and then I'll make it funny. And so I'll sit on my phone. I usually do it in the car because she actually does. My girlfriend doesn't listen to any of my comedy. She doesn't think I'm funny at all.
Yikes.
She doesn't see me as a comedian. She sees me as her baby daddy boyfriend.
Baby daddy boyfriend.
So like at first when I first started writing, I'm like, hey babe, is this funny? And she's like, fuck no. Like not even gonna laugh. And then I'll tell like some friends and they're all laughing about it. I'm like, okay, so it is funny.
Okay.
I'm writing that now, like doing that on stage.
My first open mic, every joke that I said, I attempted to tell her, and then as soon as I started, she's like, I don't even want to hear it. It's not funny.
Damn. We're gonna put up a picture because I thought you're like, oh, this is probably like. He looks like our age as I went down, and then just right here, just the fucking dad shorts, like the grill, dude. The fucking football. We gotta go through these on the show, dude. These are great, dude. You got the football, dude. Oh my god, I was dying, bro.
That was for Halloween, and that was actually at my work.
Bro,
everyone's like, "What are you gonna be for Halloween?" I'm like, "Well, shit, I'll just be a dad."
Yeah, that's the
so
most.
I went to Savers and bought like a polo golf shirt, some denim shorts, and some New Balance shoes.
What hat is that? Napa?
Napa,
dude, the fucking like a NASA car hat. Oh god,
amazing.
The caption's funny too. Like instead of Netflix and chill, it's New Balance and grill.
New Balance and grill. The dad yelling at the umpire during a youth baseball game starter back. I have dinner reservations at Olive Garden. Look. Oh god, this shit's too funny.
That is perfect.
When I looked at it, like this is the first one I saw. I'm like, oh bro, he's our age, dude. He's a fucking kid. But then that one, I'm like, oh look, you look like a dad, and then the baby and shit.
That is too
oh
funny.
god. Oh fuck. So that's great. That's a great content. And then like this one.
Oh yeah,
that one's good too.
I snore in my sleep. My girlfriend always complains about it. And then that was actually in the hospital, and he was sleeping full mouth open, and I was in the chair right next to him, same position.
Oh god,
awesome.
Yeah, dude. And then you post like I saw some of your Instagram stories. They're just funny shit.
Thank you.
They're good stuff. But talk to us more about like you said you were talking to me through Instagram, and you're like you have more opportunities to go to other states.
Yeah, so like I said, I do have a chance sometime in the next couple months to do a headlining show at Laugh Factory.
Right.
Laugh Factory is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's incredible.
Is it? No, I'm thinking of like another one in LA.
Yeah, that's the main one.
Yeah, that's the main one. Okay.
They have a Laugh Factory in Vegas,
yeah.
I think New York, somewhere in Chicago, and then
so
Arizona.
I wasn't incorrect on LA. But the Laugh Factory is pretty fucking big though over there.
Awesome.
And so for you to go to in Vegas and get that's insane. And you're headlining there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's what the guy that emailed me said.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's what he said. I better fucking get there and like my name better be on the board, all right?
on the board in my picture. That dad photo better be up there.
Dude, it'd be funny if you were like you had more of a gut, just like yeah. And with
Beer
your
belly.
hat, beer belly. Okay, now we're gonna get more loosey goosey. Now we're just gonna get
silly goose time.
For a silly goose time. Oh wait, you had one more question, right? Oh yeah, I forgot there's a third page.
Here's a bit of a sensitive question, but a lot of comedians go through this. Have you ever bombed on stage?
The only time I can think of bombing is when Missy called me out for my joke.
Okay.
No, I have not yet because I've only done I think 4 or 5 shows.
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome.
And
Good
you know,
shit.
I'm just waiting for me to tell a joke and just have it be dead silent.
Yeah,
You know?
that's dude doing.
Fear.
That's really interesting because when I think, you know, I'm still 20 and so I got another year to be able to go there.
Yep.
So, were you nervous, kind of like the type of audiences that you'll get here in Utah?
Well, so the audience at Wise Guys,
Mhm.
they're more 50.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Like, well, okay, not 50 years old, but
a bit older.
like from 35 to 40 or to
Okay.
50. That's
Uh-huh.
mainly the
Okay.
audience that goes.
That's good. That's good. It's not all of these fucking weak young kids nowadays.
And so, like, I have jokes about, like, you know, Subaru drivers and their vapes and all that. And I can't say that because they wouldn't get that.
Yeah.
So they'd just be like, what the fuck is this kid talking about?
Yeah.
Subarus?
What's a
What the fuck's a vape?
A jewel? What's a jewel?
I have jewels
A necklace?
on my neck.
Yeah, I got jewels. My wife has jewels. Oh God,
That's too funny,
dude.
though.
But yeah, so that's cool. Maybe you'll go. Like, you'll get a better audience in Vegas, more
Oh,
young,
yeah.
so you can tell these vape
Yeah.
jokes.
Yep.
But all right. So, do you have any crazy stories on your younger years? Running with the cops, drugs, college parties, college parties as one, and then drinking. Funny, embarrassing
drinking, well,
shit. Funny, embarrassing shit that happened to you. Just drunken stories.
So one story
Mhm.
is on my LDS mission, okay?
Okay.
Oh, LDS
Yes.
mission, and there's a story there.
So my mom, you know, I was always a decent kid, never drank, never vaped in high school.
Yeah.
Decent kid.
Yeah.
See,
Send a couple dick pics here and there.
Oh,
That's-
damn.
and then, you know, you go to the bishop, repent for that, whatever.
Mhm.
So
You could have been. Sorry, my guy. I sent a few dick pics. I apologize, my guy. Oh.
So my mom, after I graduated, she was like, it's either you move out
Yeah.
or you go on a mission.
Yeah.
I was like, well, shit, I'm 18 years old. I can't fucking
Yeah,
move out.
that's a bit of a
I'm working at Leatherby's, for Christ's sake.
leather bees.
So
Oh,
I go on my mission, and I served in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Buenos Aires.
And I was in the MTC there, the
Uh-huh.
Missionary Training Center.
Mhm.
And outside of it, there was this huge field, and in Argentina, they don't have garbage systems, so they put their garbage in this field, and there's also stray dogs everywhere. So every morning when I'd wake up, I'd look out this window.
Mhm.
And one morning I look out, and about 30 feet from the window,
Yeah.
there's just these two people having sex.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Just right outside there in the field.
Oh yeah, in the
Oh,
field. But
Jesus.
right next to the MTC. So then
Oh.
I sat there for a second, and I was just watching.
It's maybe like a fuck you to the MTC.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you like this?
And I
Welcome,
sat
new
there.
missionaries. Eh? Welcome to, what is it, Venezuela or what?
Buenos
Argentina.
Aires.
Buenos
Argentina.
Aires.
Buenos Aires. Yeah, welcome to Buenos Aires, bitch. Oh, God.
So I sat there for like 2 minutes just watching them. So
Oh,
finally, I
oh, you
opened-
sat there, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, you sat there.
Nice.
Taking some pointers down.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's a good move.
That's good.
They were doing doggy style, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I open up the window. I just go,
Yeah.
hey! And just screamed it. The dude giving it looks up,
Still giving it.
still giving it. Then this is where the best part happens.
Yeah.
The other person looks. It's a fucking dude.
Oh, right on, yeah. Did he have long hair? or something?
No,
Jesus.
no, because
just
from my
couldn't
angle,
see it?
I couldn't see the back
Oh,
of the head.
okay.
And so as soon as I
Dude.
said it, the other guy receiving it
Yeah.
looks up. The guy giving it goes like this, waves, thumbs up.
Thumbs up, dude.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I watched for another 5 minutes.
Dude,
No homo.
Why wouldn't you, bro? It's such an
It's like,
interesting sight,
then-
you know?
Then
A
there was,
new place.
there was this native kid right
Yeah.
behind me,
Mhm.
and I just feel this breathing on my neck.
Yeah.
And I just look, I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
And he's just standing there watching right next to me. He goes, that's nice.
That's nice.
And then I left, and then he stayed.
You're like, oh,
Dude,
that's
I could just
enough.
imagine like the old man from Family Guy. That's nice.
Yeah, Herbert the pervert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I forgot his name. Yeah, little boy. Oh, dude, or like he has like a bowl of popcorn. Look,
Yeah.
I made these, and just like let's
Hey,
keep
there you
watching.
go.
Let's
Anyway.
keep it going.
Mhm.
Nope.
Oh God, dude, that's
Drinking.
welcome.
You said drinking.
Yeah,
stories,
drinking
right?
anything really.
Oh shit.
If you're
You
open
know-
to share that.
You know, people always say that alcohol kills you. They failed to mention it to me that it can cause a life to be made.
They failed to say it's good times. Yeah.
So
Forgot to mention.
the night that my son was conceived.
Oh God!
Sometime in January.
The moment he needed you the most, this happened, huh?
and so this is how he was made. He. Me and my girlfriend, we go to a party, and we always took turns. Like, if we went over on Friday night, and she drank, I drive.
Yeah.
And then the next night, Saturday, I would drink and she'd drive.
Okay.
So we get there, and it's my night to drink because she drank the night before. I get there, and I was like, well, shit, I want food before I start drinking. That way I don't have to leave.
Yeah.
And so I drop her off. Me and my buddy get in my car, and we go get Rancheritos.
Heck yeah.
And I come back, and I was gone for maybe 10 minutes, and she's already 10 shots in.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm like, well, shit, I don't want to babysit. So I started drinking.
Hell yeah, man.
And I don't know if someone like slipped her something in her drink, but she was just overly horny that night. And I mean, like she'd be across the room, and I'd be sitting with some friends, and she'd just be, hey, honey, I love your dick.
I love your dick.
Like just saying stuff like that, and she would just say, have sex with me, have sex with me, have sex with me. So finally, I'm trying to put her and her 3 drunk friends in bed. And
no, just kidding.
Yeah.
She would never do that.
I'm trying to put them to bed, and she just keeps saying, have sex with me, have sex with me. So then her friend just goes, oh my gosh, just have sex with her. So we go in my buddy's bathroom.
The voice of reason, you know.
we go in my buddy's bathroom, and 3 minutes.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
You're like, I would say 20, but it was more like 3.
Yeah, it was 3. And so I tried to get her out and put her back into bed, and she wouldn't. So I left her there in the bathroom.
Jog.
About an hour later,
keep the change. What's that line from fucking Home Alone?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah, you walk out. You throw a couple of bucks. God, that's so dark.
So
that's a scene right there.
So I left her there, and about an hour later, my cousin's walking down the hall, and he trips and falls. And I have this actually on Snapchat.
Oh, no way.
And he goes through the door.
No.
And he's just sitting there, and he looks back. He's like, there's someone passed out in there.
Oh! There's somebody passed out there. No way! Yeah, my nipple hurts.
Oh my god.
Ow!
It's Mac. Mac is gone.
Yeah.
We about a month later, me, her, my cousin, and a friend, we go to Las Vegas, and I get to about Fillmore, and I'm driving, and I'm going like 120.
Heck yeah.
And all of a sudden, like 5 miles back, dude, there's this cop lights.
Yeah.
And my cousin has a dab pen, and he's just been hitting it.
Oh.
And he's high as shit, right? And so he like looks in the mirror. He's like, "Oh shit, dude! I think they're coming after you."
After you.
Yeah, it's literally as he's taking a hit of his pen.
Yeah, it's you, dude.
And I'm like, "No, he would have pulled me over miles ago. He's
Yeah.
way far behind." No, he's coming.
He's coming.
And I'm like, "No, he's not." Sure enough, he gets right behind me about 2 minutes later. So I pulled over. I'm like, "Dude, hide the pen.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking hide that shit." And he, he's blowing at his shirt. And he, the cop comes up, and he's like, license, registration, you know why I pulled you over, that bullshit. And so I hand him everything.
Yeah.
My cousin's so high. He turns to the officer and goes, "I'm so high right now."
Jesus fuck, bro.
And he's thinking like, "Oh, you're funny. Like, I don't get why you say that." And he's like, "How high are you?" Dead ass goes, "No, officer, it's high. How are you?"
Oh, fuck off. This guy, dude. Fucking no, officer.
He just laughed about it, went to his car, was gone for about 10 minutes. Comes back, he's like, "Hey, I wrote you up for going 10 over.
Yeah.
He's like, "I saw where you work." This is when I worked at the forensics unit.
Oh, so okay.
And so he's like,
You got a
"So I have
little
respect
bit,
for what
yeah.
you do. You know, I used to do meth, heroin, cocaine."
Heck Yeah.
I have respect for what you do. The weed. I used to do a lot harder. Meth.
Yeah.
Meth.
Then
Yeah.
my cousin's like, yeah, I've never done drugs in my life. And I'm just sitting there like, bitch, you're high right now.
Dude, stop.
He turns to the car. Dude.
Turned into a 45-minute conversation with this
Jesus
cop about
Christ.
relating about drugs.
Oh, that's good, dude.
I know. And then
You
as soon
said-
as the
you-
cop left, I was just like, son of a bitch. And
Yeah. Sucker punch. Oh
That
God.
is too
Fuck.
funny. Oh my god.
Oh, what else did I have?
See, another drinking story. I jumped off of a balcony onto a table.
Okay.
Yes.
Forget what I had.
I have a video
The
about
balcony.
that too. So my,
Jesus.
my good
Awesome.
friend, he's a
Yeah.
musician, and
Uh-huh.
he has this house, and there's a balcony that goes
Yeah.
over to the kitchen area.
Uh-huh.
So we have our pool table set up, and it was his girlfriend's birthday. We're all celebrating. I'm drinking. My girlfriend's sober,
Mm-hmm.
and I always talk like, "Hey, I'm gonna jump off that." I see these YouTube
Yeah,
videos and
dude. These movies.
yeah, these
they're always
college parties and
fucking
people jumping.
off.
And so I jump, or well, I didn't jump yet. I always told her, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And she's
Yeah.
like, no, you're not gonna do that shit. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, hey, I'm gonna run out to the car.
You're like,
Okay. As soon as that door closed, I ran up the stairs and I was off the balcony. And I'm like, hey, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Jump, dude, landed on this table. I hit my head so hard.
Yeah, but don't do it.
First time I drink
mm-hmm.
was like
Good shit.
4 days after I came back from my mission.
Nice, fucking
yeah.
straight.
And so my buddy, he had this huge house all to himself, him and his
Yeah.
wife, and so I go to this party and he makes me Jack and Coke.
Jack.
And so I drink the whole thing. I'm like, oh yeah, it's it's decent. It's
Yep.
alcohol. It doesn't taste that good, but
It's like highlighters
So
and Sharpie markers.
then he makes me another one,
Yeah.
and then that's when I'm starting to slur my words, and because the first time drinking, I was a lightweight.
Yeah.
So, you know, an hour later, I'm like 3 big glasses of Jack and Coke, and I'm already pretty much gone. This dude brings over some brownies. I thought they were regular brownies.
Oh no.
Little did you know.
So I ate one. I'm like, oh shit, that's good. Ate another. Took the pan into the bedroom so
Oh.
no one else could
Oh,
do it.
No.
I got about halfway through until someone noticed.
Till
And-
someone noticed. Where's Nick,
God.
guys? Fucking took the brownies.
Where's the fucking brownies?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Nick?
Yeah.
And so that night, I remember, dude, I puked all over their hallway. But the very first time I puked, there was this girl in the bathroom and she was puking. I'm banging on the door, and as soon as she opens it, all over her, dude, just right on her whole torso.
Oh
dude.
shit. Oh god.
And I
my
like,
God.
I saw like Clorox wipes, and I was like, here, let me clean that up.
Clorox wipes.
Here.
Throw one at her.
There you go.
God.
Looking better.
damn.
Have you ever noticed that in a group of black friends,
Oh fuck.
there's always that one white friend?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm
That's
that
who
white
you
friend. And you know what? It's
Oh my
hard being
God.
that white friend.
Oh yeah.
Because like so
Not-
my black buddy Frank and my black buddy Steven, yeah, those are the whitest names
Frank and
ever.
Steven,
Frank
But
and
trust me, they're black.
Steven. God damn.
Did,
Like-
did
like-
they grow up in like Draper or some shit? Fucking.
Steven's
Frank.
actually from Atlanta. He's hood as shit.
Oh. Oh, Steven. Yo, Steven.
But he
Fuck.
like it's hard because like I'll be in the 2 front seats.
Mhm.
Or well, they'll be in the 2 front seats. I'm in the back and we're
Yeah.
listening to music.
Mm.
And it's hard because I can only sing like half the song because of a certain word.
Yep.
And it's funny too because like yeah.
All right, bitches and bitches, more bitches. Yeah, money and yeah, and that guy, not yeah.
And every time
So
it says
funny.
that word,
Yeah.
both of them,
Just look at you.
they look back. I'm over here like, didn't say it.
I don't want to say
Didn't
it.
say it.
That's-
They're like, say it. I'm like, I'm not gonna say it.
Wait,
It's gonna make me racist if I say it.
I'm not racist.
they haven't given you the green card on saying it.
So I actually did have it, and then I said some stupid shit. Like 5 minutes later, I lost it.
You're like,
Not ready. Not ready.
Nope. Just fucking
That is
give
so
me that
funny.
back. Oh god damn it.
And so one thing I've noticed about black people is like they have their own lingo.
Oh. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Nick.
so see this is a joke I haven't
Yeah.
told yet.
Oh,
dude.
shit.
So I'm testing on you
I'm
guys.
ready.
Okay.
But-
Fucking.
But so lingo, right? Me and Steven go out to a club, and it's a nice jazz club. There's a jazz band playing. There's lights dim, candles lit. It's not one of those dance clubs where you sexually assault anyone in the vicinity.
Sexually, you rub up against those jeans.
Yeah. It's a club where 40-year-old single moms go to hook up with young guys like me.
Nice.
Ooh.
So we go there,
Like yours truly.
and there's this girl.
Fuck.
We're at the bar, and there's this girl
Yeah.
on the other side, and she looks like she's alone, but after what happened, I don't think she was.
Oh,
And
fuck.
and so Steven goes, "Hey, go holla at that girl."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?"
I'm
He's
sorry, what was that?
He's like, "Go holler at her." I'm like, "Okay, fine, hold my drink." So I give him my drink, and I walk over, and I'm like, "Hey, you look hot tonight!"
Oh.
Screamed it, dude. The whole band stopped playing.
You hear the strings or like the fucking. Yeah.
Everyone just looked, and she got so creeped out that I screamed it. So I go back. We're getting kicked out of this jazz club,
You look
and
hot tonight.
and I was like, "Did I do something wrong?" And he's like, "Yeah, why'd you fucking scream at her?" I'm like, "You said holler at her," and he's like, "That's not what I fucking meant, Nick." Another time too is
I think you're hot.
we were up at a party at the University of Utah. We walk in, and I'm following behind Steven, and he's like, "Man, we in this bitch," and I'm like, "We're not in my ex. That shit's nasty. I ended it for a reason."
Shit's nasty, bro.
Oh my god.
He was using it as a place, not a person.
Thanks for clearing it.
Oh.
Another thing too is with hanging out with black people is they make up their own words.
They make up their own words.
Like
Bro.
like this one time he was supposed to pick me up and we were supposed to go out, and he's like 40 minutes late. And so I get in the car and I'm like, "Hey man, you're late." And he's like, "Nah, I don't know what you're talking about."
Tom
What? I don't know what you're talking about. It's talking about you, dumbass. Not Tom about.
Tom Who the fuck's Tom, my guy?
Who the fuck's Tom? You trying to come out or something?
You trying to come out?
And then this is how I knew that I was a white black guy.
The white.
Okay.
Getting your
So
stripes.
I don't know if you guys have seen Black Panther,
Yeah.
but when I went into that movie, I went in white.
I wouldn't.
When I came out, I was black.
Wakanda forever, dude. What made you black?
This is how I knew that I came out black. My girlfriend calls me and she's like, "Honey, this is so sad. You missed my grandpa's dinner at Red Lobster." Like,
Red Lobster.
what do you have to say? You missed it. This is how I knew I was black. I replied, "Man, we in this bitch. I don't know what you're talking about," and hung up. Thought about leaving my kid for 16 years.
Oh shit! Hang on. I thought the kid, was gonna fucking. Oh my god, bro. Oh shit! I like that.
Oh my god.
I like that.
That is perfect.
That's funny.
Oh.
That shit's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
kill. Hopefully the old people get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking wise guys.
Oh my god.
We use that in Vegas. They're more.
Oh yeah, they'll
fucking
understand
open,
that.
yeah.
They'll get
They'll
it.
understand. They'll
They'll
get
get
it.
it.
There's a good
I'm trying
population over there.
to come up with like more Mormon things, but people
It's
in
tough,
Utah
huh?
are so sensitive
Yeah,
about it.
dude.
You make one joke about the LDS church and it's you're done.
Fucking-
And being a comedian, you can't really say shit about politics. You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
say anything about race or anything. So it's hard to come up with stuff like that. And you wanting to be a comedian too, it's difficult.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just looking at like my generation of kids, and they're just, social
Millennials.
justice warriors and whatnot.
I mean-
white people getting offended because of Mexicans and the wall.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the wall. What are you getting mad at, bro? Like, chill. The fuck?
With our generation, kids are fucking eating Tide Pods.
Yeah,
and-
dude. Hey, you know what's up.
I joke about
Fucking-
that a lot too.
Seriously, yeah, like, how are they sensitive and stupid at the same
Oh, yeah.
time?
That's
How
what
did
makes
they?
them sensitive.
That's
They're
what.
too
Yeah,
stupid.
I actually
too
made
stupid.
I actually made a meme and posted it on my Instagram, and I had this girl. She's like, "You're fucking stupid," and blocked me.
Really?
And I don't know if you've seen the video of the transgender woman that's in like a GameStop, and the guy.
Oh
actually
yeah, they freak out.
And she's
Yeah.
like, "It's man."
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, I support it if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
But I made a meme because I thought it was funny.
I made a meme because
Funny
memes.
shit.
And And the meme was, it was the Joker, Heath Ledger's
Yeah.
version, dressed up as the nurse.
Yeah.
And all I put was, it's ma'am.
It's ma'am, dude. Just fucking coming out of like the exploding hospital.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit. And the girl took that offensive. So now that's when I learned,
Nice.
you know,
But
gotta be
that's
safe.
fuck off. Like that's funny,
funny
dude.
shit.
You kidding me? Like
Mhm.
there will be one person that'll say some shit. Man.
After
I
this
guess.
government shutdown with Trump, I made another joke of like another meme, and it was him throwing the first pitch at a baseball game. And it was him about right here, about to let go, and my caption was throwing America into the dirt. And about literally about 200 people.
Yeah,
Just-
all these just Trump supporters.
That is our president. You need to respect him. And I'm just, okay,
Right.
it was a joke. He is our president. I gotta accept it.
Jokes.
You're like, fine, I
Just
gotta
jokes,
fucking.
folks.
But dude, Nick,
That's-
you're on the up though. Those jokes are great.
Those are gonna fucking
edgy.
kill.
You gotta keep going up because these people need to understand it's comedy.
Yeah.
It
Like
is.
fucking we
Have a
always
laugh.
we talk about the Kevin Hart situation in the
Oh,
Oscars,
yeah, the
you know.
Oscars.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's his job to be funny. Like,
Mhm.
he's supposed to say edgy shit.
Well,
like
and plus
that.
it was back in like what 2012.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
And
it
he
was
even
years.
apologized for it. And
Yeah.
the joke wasn't even that bad.
It was not. I'm gonna hit my
No.
kid with the Barbie doll if he's gay or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
It's like-
calm down. Is that really?
I always joke around that because I like how you predicted I was huge baseball,
Heck
and my family's actually huge into baseball.
Heck yeah.
My grandpa was a huge big time coach. My uncle,
That's awesome.
before he got into drugs in prison, he would have played in the MLB right out of high school.
Before
My dad,
that rough patch, you know.
and so I always joke around. I'm like, do you know what? My kid, he can be gay, he can be bi, he can be a girl if he wants to. I will support anything.
Yeah.
But the day that he says he doesn't want to play baseball, he's gone. He's out of my house.
But the day he can't hit a fucking baseball, I'm
No.
gonna kick him out.
That is
He'd like
awesome.
spit. I'm gonna kick him out. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
See, that's funny. Like,
That's awesome.
people are gonna get offended because of that. But that shit's funny.
he's fun. He's one
That's
thing I've
awesome.
noticed about having a kid is, you know, after hours of screaming and
Yeah.
the crying, the feeding, countless hours of sleep.
The shit.
When he is the shits, when he finally is asleep, and
Yeah.
I look at him, and I just think how peaceful I look while he's sleeping. Speaking of the shits, dude, he shit all over my girlfriend the other day.
I love that. Tracy.
I was at work, and she just sends me this video, dude, and it's just all over our bedspread, all over her, just all the way down, dude. I'm like, better you than me, because if that was me, I would have been puking on the baby.
Seriously.
I can't.
The baby's shitting over here.
Yeah. Thought of vomit right there.
Oh god, dude. Babies, man.
Oh my
Babies.
god.
How long is the episode now?
I don't fucking know.
Hopefully.
That's funny.
Sometimes we fucking
we
run
think it's a
out of
long
shit,
time.
yeah.
Oh, 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Nice.
That's incredible.
Not bad.
Not bad.
To be honest, I could do this shit forever. I love podcasts.
Hell
I
yeah.
love talking too. Like I just don't got any more shit. I don't got more stories.
Let's see.
Um,
This one time, it's a crazy drinking story again. I was
Yeah.
in Vegas,
Yo.
Vegas.
and there was this girl
Mm-hmm.
right in front of me. She was wearing this cute, tight red dress, wearing Jordans, right?
Oh yeah.
And so my buddy was like, "Hey, just go smack her ass." I'm like, "Shit, sexual assault."
Yo, just go smack her ass.
I got time.
I got time.
So
Oh,
I was like $5.
fuck.
Yeah. And then he just goes 15.
Oh.
Then 20. He's like, I'll meet you in the middle at 23. That's how
Oh.
drunk he was.
Yeah.
He just kept
23.
I told him $5. He's like 23. I'll meet you in the middle of 25. I'm like, okay, fine.
Okay.
So he gives me $24.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
And
good.
so I walk up, dude, and I smacked her ass. Thanks. It was a dude.
Dude.
Yes. Just deep
Thanks.
his voice though. He's like, thanks.
Thanks.
Oh my fucking
That
god.
is
dude.
fucking incredible.
I want to do it just for the story. Just for the fucking slapping a guy's ass that I think is a cute chick.
Dude, no, but like it was shaving legs.
Oh,
and
just
was
it was
firm
hard to
butt,
tell.
Too.
Firm
That was a Nicki Minaj butt smacking that.
Damn.
It's a nice ass. Oh fuck, he does squats. Huh?
Yeah, he does squats.
While he works out. Oh fuck.
And it was funny too because then there was another dude next to him and he's like, "Yeah, you like it?" I'm like, "Shit, no."
Shit, no. Oh god.
I'm okay.
Shit, no. He'll blow you for $20. I got 24.
I got 24. Yeah.
What can I get for 24?
I got 24.
I'm just looking for something. A good time in Vegas. Do it for the story.
I did another part in Vegas, okay?
Yeah.
So on my Snapchat, I have a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my cousin, we were drinking. It was like 11:30 at night. And we were going to hit a vape shop to go get both of us new vapes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, before we start the walk, I got to pee.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go into the bathroom, dude, and there is a brand new freaking mod. I mean, I assumed it was brand new.
Yeah.
Right on the urinal.
Oh,
God.
taking a piss.
No.
Taking fat rips.
So my dumb ass pulls out my phone and is recording it. I'm like, shit, just got this new vape. About the next morning, dude, I wake up to like at least like 130 screenshots because my dick was in the Snapchat.
Dude. That, bro.
And that's why I unfriended my mom on Snapchat.
Dude, yeah.
Oh my
Thank God my parents are in social media. Dude.
That
They're
is
like,
too
what's your
funny.
show? Where is it? Don't worry about it.
I don't have a show. It
Doesn't exist. Yeah.
It's
What
a
show?
dream.
Yeah, what show? What are you doing? What are you doing over there at your friend's house so much? I just fucking jerking each other off. I don't know. Just fucking I don't know. It's not a show though. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
No
'Cause,
show.
I remember my mom found out that I drink. She's like, "Do you know what you're doing to your body?" I'm like, "Yeah," and it's fucking fantastic.
It's a good time. That's what it is.
Like,
oh my god.
like we went to a wedding and I made a joke in front
Yeah.
of my mom. I was like, "Mom, where's like the alcohol? We need to make this interesting." She's like, "Really? You need alcohol to make it a good time?" I'm like, "Well, an LDS wedding." Yeah, you do.
Fucking same line my mom says. You know, you don't need it to have a good time. It's bad if you need it. I'm like, it surely fucking helps though. It loosens me up, dog. It gets me good and ready.
When my mom found out that I vaped too.
That I
Me and an
That's
ex-girl.
such a weird sentence.
Yeah.
My mom found out that I vape. It's not smoking. It's like
She-
vape.
The day she found out I was a douchebag.
The day I was wearing Gucci and was a fuckboy.
Yeah. Supreme.
Supreme. Oh
So
god.
She, me and my ex-girlfriend got in a huge fight. And she broke up with me. Went straight to my mom's house. Told everything bad that I've done in my life.
Jesus.
And
That's a low blow.
and so my mom calls me up, and so I just go over there, and she's like, "So you're vaping? Do you know how gross that is? Everyone knows. They can smell it on you." I'm like, "Well, shit. If you tell me I smell like peach pomegranate, then awesome."
Hey.
Bro, if I
Thank
smell
you.
like pecan pie, I'm on the good.
And
I don't need cologne.
The day that I got this too was the day I told my mom
Ooh.
about having a kid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tattoo and kid.
And
Two
going back
birds.
to the high story about
Yeah.
getting pulled over, like how that was that same trip.
Oh
So
shit.
my cousin, me and him are tight, and we've grown up together, and he's only a couple months older than me. So
Yeah.
he got number 1,
Oh.
and I got number 2, thing 1, thing 2, and my mom's
That's
"Whoa."
sick.
She's
That's
like,
really tight.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's sick," but my
Yeah.
mom's like, "So you're just Strider's bitch?
Oh.
You're number 2 to him?" Like tries to make me all feel bad about it, and she. But people always ask me, "Why are you a Gemini, or why'd you get the number 2?" And I'm like, "Ah, it's because I'm the shit." And then they honestly believe it. They're
I'm
like,
the shit.
"Cool, you think that all you want?"
I mean, it looks badass. Like I don't know.
That's so
It's a
awesome.
simple tattoo, but
But
it's good.
When I got it,
Yeah.
it was funny to me because when they make you sign the slip
Yeah.
first, and the last question on it, if you answer no, they refuse you and kick you out of the tattoo shop.
Oh.
And it's, are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol? And I remember reading that, and I looked at my cousin, and I'm just like, shit, dude. This is fucking funny. Are we under the influence of... No.
No. Let's get it. Yeah.
And
Fucking go to town on me, baby.
and so when we found out that we were pregnant, we waited 2 weeks, had an ultrasound, and then I went and told my mom. And so I go over there, and we were just having a conversation. I take off my jacket, and I was just kind of hiding it, and then just slid her the ultrasound, like face
Yeah.
down, just
Face
slid it to her,
down,
and she just what the hell is this? And I'm like, yeah, Mackenzie's pregnant. And then the flash the tattoo.
And she's pregnant. Oh,
Flash the
God.
tattoo, and she's like, really? So, getting girls pregnant out of wedlock and tattoos, you're white trash. That's what you are.
Fuck.
And then she's like, so how far along is she? Whatever. And
Yeah.
maybe talked about her being pregnant for 5 minutes. The rest of the hour was all about the damn tattoo. You know what kind of example you're setting for your siblings? Yeah, a bad one, so that they know what not to do.
You're like, I'm taking one for the family.
Yeah,
okay, Mom?
showing them.
I'm taking a
Come on.
bullet, all right? I'm being an example here. Jesus Christ. I think I'm like the bad influence like in the family. I'd like to say I'm not, but
See, I'm the oldest by a long shot. My sister, she's shit.
shit.
She's an age.
She's
No, I think she's either 10 or 11, and then my little brother's 8, and then I have a 3-year-old
Yeah.
sister.
Whoa.
And so I'm the oldest by a long
I
shot.
mean, you know, they think you're the badass. Dude, like, you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or they're probably your own family that
She-
owns you.
Well,
Huh?
no. Okay, they did when I came back from my mission.
Okay.
No, when I came back from my
Yeah.
mission, when I got into drinking a
Yeah.
lot,
Mhm.
that's for like at least 6 or 7 months. I wasn't around anyone,
Yeah.
and that was hard. But
Yeah.
you know, met my girlfriend. She's awesome, and I think the last time I drank was April. Unfortunately, it's funny
Hello,
too because
darkness, my old friend.
yeah, depressing music.
Yeah, it goes
right now.
back black and white.
And
It was April.
and it's funny too because like in my job that I have now, I have to take kids. They have visits if they're on a
Yeah.
good therapy level,
Mhm.
and I have a lot of kids from Idaho. And so I took a kid to Pocatello, Idaho, and on the way back, we stopped off at a gas station,
Yeah.
and you can get Four Locos.
What's
At,
Four Locos?
you don't know what a fucking Four Locos is?
No, I don't know what a Four Loco is.
Are you shitting me?
Bro, I'm not that experienced in life yet.
in short words, it's like legalized cocaine in a can.
Oh my fuck.
So it
Legalized cocaine again.
Nice.
so it's an alcoholic drink, and it's
Mhm.
14% alcohol.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
And
Just in a can, huh?
yeah, and like an Arizona can.
Oh my god.
Like an Arizona can, dude.
Whoa.
And
Crack
and
open one with the
it's the
boys.
equivalent to drinking like 5 cups of coffee, 3 Red Bulls, and taking like 7 shots. That's the equivalent to this is. So if you want to
in
just
Idaho, huh?
oh well, they're actually so this is where the story gets funny.
Yeah.
So my kids, I bought them all Arizonas,
Mhm.
thinking that they were dumbasses not to figure it out that I bought Four Locos
Uh,
with a bunch of adolescent teens.
Yeah.
And so I bought them all in Arizona, and they're like, how come you're not drinking yours? I'm like, oh, I can't right now. So the next day, my boss calls me into his office, and he's like, hey, did you buy beer with the kids? Thing that comes out of my mouth is I'm like, I second that. I bought a malt liquor, not a beer.
Hold on.
Excuse me, let me correct you if I could.
And I can't believe you guys have never heard of Four Locos, dude. That's a
Never.
good time. One drink and
That's
you're
a
gone.
good time, bro. Oh,
Every time
shit.
I drink,
You gotta ration it. You're like, easy.
every time I drink a Four Locos, I always tell people to get on my level. Then I realize that level is alcohol poisoning.
You're like, my body just is used to it, but they'll fucking
So
die.
you-
whiff away
And
from
then,
going
and then I
over.
found out that following Friday that you can get Four Locos at state liquor stores in Utah now.
That is
Damn.
insane.
So no joke. You guys need to go to
Locos.
you guys need to try it, dude. It's
So
it's a
funny.
good time. And they just sit in my fridge. Back to the depressing music.
Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. We're like, one is the loneliest number. Jesus
I think.
Christ.
Let's see. A crazy story
Four
about my
Locos.
work is I have a kid who his coping skill is running, and so when I first started, we would all get me and another coworker would get in a van and
Yeah.
have 3 kids run with him. And
You're in
so
the van, they're just
no,
falling
dude, it's a
behind.
typical white van, dude. I think I have a picture.
It's
of it
a
on
rape
Instagram.
van. Huh?
It's a typical rape van, dude. But I call it the Hannah Montana concert shuttle bus.
Nice.
That make it
Good.
sound a little
Yeah,
bit
for the
better.
kids, you know, for the kids.
Yeah.
Looking out.
Free Tide
Look at
Pods.
them.
Yep.
It's not about candy or ice cream anymore. Hey, I got free Tide Pods.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Tide Pods.
Want to hit my jewel?
What-
Come on.
Dude,
cart.
that's the new like rape thing. Want to hit my jewel? I got some juice
And
in the
then
back.
for the privileged white Draper kids, it's hey, Want some free AirPods?
AirPods, bro.
No, but
Dude, dude, that's how you lure kids.
so these 3 kids are running, and me and my coworker just in this white van going 5 miles an hour, just following them. And this lady pulls over.
Oh
And
shit.
she's like, "Are you guys okay? Is he following you?" Dead ass, my kids go, "Yeah, he's trying to kidnap us. He's been following us." And then they all book it in 3 directions.
Bro. That.
And so then we get out of the car. He's chasing one kid. I'm chasing the 2 others. And this lady's calling the cops. She's thinking, like, these kids are
They're gonna
get
get
kidnapped.
snatched.
And these kids, as they're running, he's trying to kidnap us.
They're just yelling.
running, dude.
Oh my god.
Dude, that was like my first week
damn.
there.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
See, I got stabbed at work.
What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God.
Yeah, these kids aren't playing, bro.
That was with a pen. And
Oh,
he got mad because I told him he couldn't play Fortnite anymore. And it was time for bed. And he got mad and just bam right in my bicep with the pen.
Fuck your bedtime.
Dude, he'll go John Wick on you with a pencil.
I had one kid with
Christ.
a knife. I had to take him down, and in the process, he actually got me right in the
no.
face, and I had a
Face.
good sized cut for a couple weeks.
Damn. I mean,
Damn.
yeah, you're like a fun guy, but then you're like, I've seen shit. You got like an eye, like it's gray or something.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That is insane.
All right. I mean, I think this episode could go on longer, but
Yeah.
what? So you know, we're to an end, but where can people follow you? You know, how
Plug
can
it
they keep
all.
up? Plug it all. Yeah.
So just my Instagram, as
Mhm.
I'm working with another guy about a YouTube channel.
Mhm. Right on.
That's
God
awesome.
damn. Well, I mean, this was a great experience. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Nick.
this was really
Thank you
cool.
guys so much for having me.
Hopefully, after your shows and after you get bigger, don't forget us, and we'll have,
Oh,
and we'll
no,
have you
dude.
back.
Yep.
No,
We'll have you
dude.
back, cause man, this was just a really funny episode.
way
Like,
fun. Good.
we're thankful for you. And my name is Victor Acosta,
I'm Ricky Anderson.
and he was Nic Olsen. So follow him on Instagram. We'll put everything down in the description. See you later.